Hello, time traveler. Stop for a moment and ask yourself, are you ready to uncover secrets that challenge the imagination? Imagine stepping into a universe where gods, warriors, and rituals intertwine in a cosmic dance. A universe where life, death, and eternal cycles reveal themselves in every legend. Today, we will embark together on an unforgettable journey through the world of Aztec and Mayan mythologies, unveiling mysteries that few have dared to explore. Get ready to uncover the secrets of the gods, understand the enigmas of rituals, and discover the surprising differences between these two civilizations that shaped not only the past, but also our worldview. When we think of ancient cultures, images of powerful warriors, majestic temples, and ceremonies that seem to have emerged from a mystical dream immediately come to mind. But what really differentiates the beliefs of the Aztecs and the Mayans? What role did the gods play in these narratives? And how did these myths influence the way people lived and perceived death? Today, we will delve deep into these stories and reveal the secrets behind the myths that transformed history. To begin our journey, it is essential to understand the historical and geographical context of these civilizations. The Mayans, whose history dates back to around 1800 BC, flourished in a vast region that today includes the Yucatan Peninsula, parts of Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. Their ancestors built a legacy of knowledge, impressive architecture, and a rich mythology that continues to captivate scholars and curious minds worldwide. The Aztecs, on the other hand, emerged many centuries later and established their empire in what we now know as Mexico. Although both cultures shared the idea of cycles of creation and destruction, the Aztecs developed their own cosmology, filled with complex symbolism and intense rituals that interacted with the forces of nature and the cycles of existence. It is truly fascinating to observe how two civilizations that shared the same geographic region evolved so differently in their narratives. While the Mayans delved into stories of multiple attempts to create human beings, the Aztecs saw the universe as a continuous cycle, where each era ended in destruction and was reborn in a new form. Imagine how impactful it must have been for these societies to see the world as a vast organism in constant renewal, where death was not the end but merely a necessary stage for the creation of a new era. This cyclical vision influenced not only their rituals, but also the social and political organization of their people. Now entering the mythical universe of gods and origins, we first encounter Aztec mythology. According to their accounts, the universe was formed through cycles of creation, destruction, and rebirth, a process that involved the existence of 5 suns, or eras. In the beginning, there was only the primordial god and his companion, responsible for creating a world where the forces of nature manifested in a unique and astonishing way. This narrative unfolds with a series of dramatic events. Gods confront each other, make sacrifices, and from these conflicts, the cosmos is reshaped. One of the most emblematic myths is the creation of the 5th sun, the era in which, according to the Aztecs, we currently live. Imagine a cycle in which each sun represents a new era, bringing with it a new form of existence. A cosmic dance between creation and destruction, where each stage is marked by challenges and confrontations among gods who alternate in the roles of creators and destroyers. In contrast, the Mayans left us a sacred legacy through the Popol Vuh, a text that narrates the gods' attempts to create beings capable of worshiping them. In this narrative, the first attempt consisted of creating animals, creatures that, despite their beauty, could not communicate and therefore could not worship their creators. Next, the gods attempted to mold beings from clay, but these creations dissolved upon contact with water, revealing their fragility. Only in the third attempt, with beings sculpted from wood, did the gods achieve some progress, even though these beings also had imperfections. Finally, the twin heroes emerged from the underworld bringing corn, the supreme symbol of fertility and sustenance, and with it, the first true humans were born. This narrative not only highlights the importance of corn as a central element of life, but also emphasizes the belief in the necessity of perseverance and constant renewal. Thus, we see a fundamental divergence. While the Aztecs emphasized eternal cycles and the continuity of sacrifices to maintain cosmic balance, the Mayans focused on the relentless struggle to create beings worthy of worship, a process filled with hope and attempts at perfection. These differences in mythical narratives reflect not only religious particularities, but also how each culture viewed nature and the role of human beings in the universe. For example, the Aztec idea of a constantly renewing universe, where sacrifice was an indispensable tool for reviving vital forces, contrasts with the Mayan vision, which valued the effort to create something perfect and sublime. This duality reveals, in a surprising way, how the understanding of creation and destruction could directly influence how a society organized its rituals, calendars, and even social relations. Which vision do you find more inspiring? Is it the continuous renewal or the endless pursuit of perfection? I invite you to reflect and share your thoughts in the comments so we can build an enriching dialogue on these topics. When talking about mythology, we cannot ignore the vision of the afterlife. Both cultures had elaborate conceptions of the underworld, filled with challenges, trials, and symbolism that mirrored their beliefs about the eternal cycle of existence. For the Aztecs, the underworld, known as Mictlan, was composed of 9 levels, each filled with dangers and obstacles that souls needed to overcome to achieve eternal peace. Imagine a journey where each stage is a test. Rivers guarded by monstrous creatures, mountains with razor-sharp obsidian peaks challenging the bravest, merciless deserts, and freezing storms that seem to test the very endurance of the spirit. One of the most striking narratives of this tradition is the journey of the god Quetzalcoatl, who, according to legend, had to descend into Mictlan to retrieve the bones of the 5th sun, thus ensuring the continuity of life and the renewal of the universe. This story not only highlights the courage of the gods, but also emphasizes the belief that death is just another stage in an infinite cycle of rebirth. The Mayans, in turn, had an equally complex conception of the afterlife, though with nuances that distinguished it significantly from the Aztec vision. The Mayan underworld, known as Xibalba, was accessed through labyrinthine paths where the dead had to face a series of challenges. Among these trials were crossing 3 rivers, one filled with scorpions, another soaked in blood, and a third with waters of pus, and passing through various crossroads symbolizing the multiple choices and dangers of the spiritual journey. After overcoming these initial stages, the dead encountered the feared council of the death gods, composed of 12 deities who inspired both fear and reverence. Throughout our journey, we have explored the origins of the universe according to Aztec myths, the struggles of the gods in creating different ages, and the cycles of destruction and rebirth that maintained cosmic balance. We have also examined how the Mayans narrated their attempts to create humankind, highlighting the importance of corn as a symbol of fertility and the complexity of their spiritual trials in the underworld. These stories not only reflect the creativity and depth of these peoples, but also invite us to think about the meaning of existence and the connection between the sacred and the profane. By revisiting these myths, we are reminded that knowledge of our roots is fundamental to understanding the present and envisioning a more conscious future. The ancient sacrificial rituals, journeys through the depths of the underworld, and cycles of creation and destruction show us that life consists of cycles, challenges, and renewals. Each story, no matter how distant it may seem, carries a message of resilience and hope that still echoes today. If you enjoyed this journey into the past and want to explore even more of these civilizations' mysteries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. And please, leave a comment. Which of these myths surprised you the most? Do you identify more with the Aztec cyclical vision or the Mayan relentless pursuit of perfection? We would love to hear your thoughts and continue this conversation about the deep roots of humanity. Thank you so much for watching this journey through the universe of gods, sacrifices, and rituals. May the knowledge of the past illuminate your present and inspire new reflections. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow our next deep dives into the history of the world. See you next time.